So how you guys doing?
Better now.
Yeah,
All right,
doing real
fabulous.
good.
About to pour some really good scotch.
Yeah, well, yeah, sent you guys a little care package.
Thank you
Yes.
for that.
I'm excited about this. So, yeah, we're doing Compass Box tonight, and it's something that we've been talking about for a little while because Compass Box is they're very artisanal, and they're really creating like artwork in a bottle.
Yeah,
And
they
so,
are very unique.
Go ahead.
They are very unique.
Yeah, for sure. We did a little bit of exploration with this like last week when we were talking about the Port Charlotte and the Bruichladdich, and there may have been a couple more that have found their way to my doorstep. So I sense a Bruichladdich theme coming up. But tonight we're going to do Compass Box, and I'm really excited about this. Now we did one Compass Box at the very, very beginning,
Yep.
and that was the Myth and Legends 2, and we're going to revisit that one tonight. And then we're also going to look at the hedonism. So here's the Compass Box, the Myth and Legends. Okay, the hedonism, which you guys have in your little nippy bottles there.
Yep.
And then, and I'm sorry guys, but you're on your own for this. I'm on my own for this one. This is the Peat Monster.
Oh,
dude, really?
you're just wrong, man.
That hurts my heart, bro.
So I'm gonna take a taste of that, but I'll certainly save that for you guys for a later date because I think that one's gonna be pretty spectacular.
Oh, I suspect it will.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I'm really excited about tonight.
Absolutely. I'm glad we finally got something figured out where we can all be here together.
Yeah, yeah, I'm glad to see you too, Henry.
Always good. Always good seeing you, bro.
Yeah, good seeing you too. And I see we got some good some folks on with us. And my other brother Jim. Hey Jim, how you doing? Haven't talked to you in a while. Hope everything's well. And Scott, my other brother. Love from Georgia, out in Las Vegas. All right. So let me give you the specs on the Compass Box Myth and Legends. So this is the Myth and Legends 2. And there's no age statement, and it's a single malt, but there's an asterisk next to this. So although it's a single malt, it is made in 2 parcels. So one of them is 42% of it is aged in for 15 to 16 years in recharred American oak barrels.
Okay.
And then 58% of that is aged 22 years in first fill bourbon casks.
Holy cow!
Wow.
I know, right? So yeah, this one is it's a limited edition. They made 4,394 bottles of this. So that's all there is.
Oh man.
And so we scored one, and man, I feel like we got a little bit of a treasure.
No doubt.
This one. Yeah.
So just out of curiosity, with it being a limited number like that, what are we looking at as far as like price point goes for it?
Yeah, good question. So this one was about $150 a bottle.
Okay.
And, let me give you the specs on it. So it's a single malt. It's 46 ABV. The cost on it was $150. It's first fill bourbon cask is the finish. Compass Box is a Speyside distillery. All of them are natural color and non-chill filtered.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So and again, the John Glazer, who is the who started Compass Box, he's an American, and he went from America to the UK, where he was working with a large distillery, Johnny Walker, and so he decided that he was going to do something new and something different. And he decided that he was going to play with the traditions of Scotch whiskey, and work with blends and work with different grains, or different malts, to get something that's accessible and something that's new and really put like art in a bottle.
Yeah.
So the compass box are pretty special, and I'm really excited to try these tonight.
Now you did, just to make sure I heard that correctly, you said this 22 years aging, right?
Yeah.
And $120?
150. Yeah.
That's a friggin' bargain for 22 years if you think about
Well,
it.
it is. Yeah. And I think I'm not sure of other than that it's a blend.
Right.
Is kind of, I think, where their price comes down. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a prestige with single malts, and you and I see that, and
absolutely.
And we kind of gravitate towards single malts, but there are plenty of amazing blends out there. Now, I've seen some of the Compass box that are up there, $150, $100, $200 a bottle, and they're, and it's all either. Like the single malt is a couple of different it's the same malt, but it's finished differently and then blended together, whereas like the hedonism, it's a blended grain scotch. So that one's that one's going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so is the peat monster too, which you won't try tonight.
Yeah, bite me.
I do too.
So you want to give one of these a try?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
Yeah, let's start with the myth and legends. So I think and this is going to be like probably, I mean, this, from recollection, this was absolutely delicious. A lot of butterscotch in it. And the nose on it is fruit and butterscotch. It's caramel. It's tropical. The palate on it is also fruity and butterscotchy, and the finish on it's going to be lingering and sweet spice. And this one did not disappoint.
No, I remember. I have fond memories of this one.
See, like just even from sniffing it, I'm getting that kind of butterscotch. Kind of almost a little saltiness to it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of the space side in it.
Yeah.
I know.
Man, the oils on that are fantastic.
I know. It's beautiful.
Know, right? I'm sorry, my glasses fogged up here.
You've been breathing heavy over there, Mark?
I guess I'm alive. It was touch and go there for a little bit. Yeah, I mean, that's got beautiful glass cling. The color on that is very light. Honey, but like a lemony honey color.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's got a really nice sweet nose to it too.
Yeah, it really
does. And it's not like very overpowering with any kind of like alcohol vapors and anything like that. No. Not at all.
No, I mean it's a 46% ABV, so it's it's not going to have that huge punch to it like some of the other the others that we've also, but I'm going to back up this a little bit because we've had some 46% that really did have that alcohol punch to them.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. This one's a little bit different in that regard, that it doesn't have that heaviness to it. And the thing, like, you breathe it in and it burns your nostrils out.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's natural color. There's no color added to this whatsoever. And they believe in
something beautiful.
Getting out what they put in.
Yeah.
So, this distillery has just been amazing.
They're a very impressive distillery. I like the way they run business. I like the products that they produce and their attitude about it.
It's true. I mean, they're not hung up on formalities. They're not hung up on traditions.
Yep.
And they really decided that, hey, we're going to take this and have a lot of fun with it and bring everybody along for the ride.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys, want to try it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Mm.
Mm. All right.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Right off the front, you get that butterscotch.
Yep.
You really get that citrusy notes in it too.
Ooh.
That was just like a big like butterscotch like lifesaver shoved down your throat.
Yeah, exactly. You reach your hand into grandma's candy dish and pulled out the butterscotch. That's kind of what you did there.
Yeah.
Mm.
And what made the butterscotch even better is grandma didn't know you were stealing it. Oh, that's delicious.
Mm.
I know, isn't that amazing? So
Smooth too.
yeah, so it's very smooth. You know, it gets a little bit of peppery on the back end.
Yes.
Yeah.
But man, is that just a nice ride? So very butterscotchy. You know, you get those citrus notes up in the front. Yeah, I mean, I really do taste that.
And I like that. Those are nice.
Yeah.
But I like the lingering butterscotch feel to it, taste.
Yeah, it's got a great mouthfeel and great cling. You know, the oils in it, you know, haven't been stripped out of it, and they really do, you know, like kind of hug your palate.
Yeah, it's not a thin scotch at all.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think that just made love to my mouth right now.
I feel dirty just sitting here.
I feel dirty saying it, but that's how it felt like. It was beautiful.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad I could share this with you guys.
No, we greatly appreciate it. That is fantastic. As good as I remembered it.
Yeah.
Better than I remember it. Oh,
Yeah.
I've never had it, so.
I love I like that sweetness that goes with it, and that it's not just a one-trick pony. There's more than just that butterscotch and that.
Right, you got the citrus notes to it. It's got that little bit of pepperiness to it.
Yeah, I like that. And as I drink more,
a little bit salty. I mean, not heavy, but just you get that little bit of salty caramelness to it.
Yeah, you know, and that's a great point. I mean, it really does have a salty caramel flavor to it. You know, and the more I drink it, the more I'm picking up on the space side, the saltiness.
Yeah. Right.
You know.
Exactly, and that's what I'm noticing as I continue to sip it. I'm picking up a little bit more different flavors. You know, when I had my first sip, one part hit me, and that was that butterscotch. And now that I continue to sip it, I'm picking up on other things.
A little bit different, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love
that.
That is delicious.
Oh my God! You know, it's like the more I drink this, the more I discover.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's pretty awesome.
And that's one of the things that I really love about Scotch is you can have it one day, walk away, come back a week later, and try it. You pick up what you did the first time, but there's other things that you pick up as well. You know, it's just one of those drinks that just keeps giving.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I really, really dig this one.
Yeah, that's a good one right there. That was a really good find.
Really is. Yeah, and the alcohol burn got me a little bit at the end, but yeah, that's you know, it's that peppery spice that's coming through. But yeah, that's I really, really dig that one, and yeah, so excited about Compass Box, man, and that's their, like I said, that's their single malt. So now, you know, this is a couple single malts, you know, blended together. It's the same single malt, and now we're gonna move on to the hedonism, which is actually a blended grain.
And this
this is gonna be pretty awesome. Now, Russ, you know a little bit about blended grains.
Yep, absolutely. So everything that we've dealt with has basically been blended malt or single malt. In this case, we're not limited to barley. We're also not limited to a pot still. A lot of times they'll use a column still for distilling this. So most cases you end up with more of the, it tends to be a little bit sweeter. It can also be a little bit more alcohol to it. The ABV often is higher when you use a column still, so I'll be curious to see what the ABV is on this one.
Yeah, it's going to surprise you. Okay, so let me give the specs on this one. So the name is the hedonism. So the age is up to 15 years. So it has no age statement, but but it's been aged for about 15 years. It is a blended grain. The alcohol, the ABV on it is 43%, so it's less than the Myth and Legends, but just a little bit. The cost on this one was about $135 a bottle, but I saw it online today for like 200.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I also saw the Myth and Legends has gone way up there in price too, just because it's scarce now.
Sure.
Okay, so this is a first fill American oak casks. It's Speyside, natural color, non-chill filtered. The nose on it is ripe fruit, apricots, plums is what they advertise. Sponge cake, caramel. The palate is red pepper, toffee, coconuts, and vanilla cream.
Ooh,
damn.
Yeah.
That could be really.
Yeah. So this ought to be really cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So the finish on it is going to be smooth and warming, a touch of clove and lingering spices. So I expect it to be kind of peppery on the back end.
Oh yeah, no doubt. So,
all right.
Interesting. Grain that is finished for basically aged for 15 years roughly.
And again, they don't put an age statement on these, but they're very careful to say, that these things have been aged for significant amounts of time. And again, it's that same color same color. It's the honey lemon color. And it also has beautiful glass filling.
That's surprising. I'm surprised it has as many oils as it does for a grain.
Mm.
They, interesting. Good use of a column still then.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
wow.
that's wet paint.
Check out the nose on that. I really do get that sponge cake, that fruit, that's dessert.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Oh.
Yeah, this one's exciting to me.
Yeah, so far this one's been a surprise. Definitely a little bit more burn on the nose on this one.
Yeah, a little bit, but
not off-putting, but
more
noticeable than the other one.
But yeah, like that sponge cake, that's a scent.
Doesn't it? It's like an angel food, angel food cake. It really does have that. It's like a Twinkie in a glass.
Oh God.
I wouldn't go that far. I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit, sir. This is a family show.
Yeah, that's unreal. You're right. I've never gotten that off of a scotch before. And it's like dead on too.
Yeah, it really is.
And there's a sweetness.
Yeah,
you can
let's do this.
All right, yeah, let's do this. Wow, it definitely has a little bit more of an alcohol burn than the other, which is surprising since it's lower ABV.
Well, again, being a grain and generally column still, that will produce a higher ABV. They watered it down or diluted it down to get that lower percentage. But yeah, you still pick up on the fact this is a grain whiskey. There's no doubt.
You know what this tastes like to me? It tastes like a Twinkie.
It's funny you say that, but I mean, on taste, completely blindsided by it. Yeah,
I've got that sponge cake. I've got that vanilla cream. It is really, really a vanilla bomb.
Oh yeah, but you still also got that fruitiness to it.
Yeah.
Man, that is unreal. No, you're right.
Right?
The sponge cake element of it is really present.
Yes.
That is delicious.
But that vanilla, that is out of this world.
I want to put this in a bake. I want to put this in a cake.
I want to try some.
Okay, come on over. My lovely wife doesn't trust our opinion, so she wants to see if it does indeed taste like sponge cake.
Twinkie.
Or Twinkie.
All right, Joe. Yeah, you tell me.
There you go.
You tell me.
It actually smells better than the other ones.
Now, you have to bear in mind, my wife is not a whiskey drinker. Yep, not a whiskey drinker.
Okay, it's not bad. Wow, it burns.
You want to try the other one? I think she's going to need CPR.
Oh my
That
God.
was the best moment of any episode ever right there.
I think we're just going to call it a wrap. We're good.
We're good.
We're good.
That was the show.
And that was a spirited endeavor.
Yeah. Thanks, hon.
That was great.
She's still hacking in the other room.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, man. That is just unreal, though.
All right. Is grain anything like being pepper? Tastes like chicken. All right. No, it does not taste like chicken, Tom. But I would use this to soak a pound cake in.
I mean, maybe a chicken wrapped in pound cake.
Chicken round pack.
$150 pound cake.
Yeah. That is surprising, though.
Yeah,
that is not what I was
really
expecting out of this at all.
Not even a little bit.
No, you.
I expected the fruitiness, but I didn't really expect the like the vanilla cream aspect of this.
Right.
I agree.
And that was a pretty dead on right there. The vanilla cream. That is beautiful.
Yeah, and as I drink it a little bit more, I mean, it's becoming more and more pronounced.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not like you're acclimating and it just kind of fades away. No, this is present.
It enhances. It becomes more and more Twinkie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, more and more Twinkie-like.
Yeah, it's a 35-foot-long Twinkie weighing 600 pounds.
Comes up, zombie apocalypse. I know what I'm running for.
It's a big Twinkie.
That's right. You know, it's interesting because we review so many whiskeys, and you read on the box and the descriptions they provide and the aromas you're supposed to get and the tastes that you're supposed to get. And so often we'll get bits and pieces of that, but it's rare that we get pretty much precisely what they describe.
But I think if I remember correctly, Mark said it was supposed to be a little red peppery. And I'm not getting any red pepper to it.
I agree, but the other elements that they
the other ones, I am.
Yeah.
But the red pepper is the one that I don't pick up on.
Yeah.
Well, it got a little spicy on that first initial sip, but after I drank repeated sips on it, I mean, it really did mellow out. I mean, I think my palate just became like trained to it.
Yeah,
but it's amazing that, you know, this really lives up to the vision of the distiller.
Yeah.
You know, they said that, hey, we're going for this. So, you know, we want this to be vanilla cream, and they got it.
Yeah. Oh, they nailed it. And yeah, how they go about doing that baffles me. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's the truth. Okay.
We know what time it is. We're just going to sit here and salivate and sip our whiskey.
Sorry to do this to you guys, but I just couldn't resist.
No, you're not sorry.
You're not sorry.
So this is the Peat Monster. And the only reason why you're not drinking it is because I just picked it up today.
Oh, good find, though.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about it.
Oh, what was the one that we found today when we went down the store? You guys did a review on it a couple weeks ago. The one from the distillery from Colorado.
Oh, yeah. What was that? The distillery from Colorado.
Yeah, that was,
we found a bottle here.
Stranahan's?
Yeah, that's it. We found a bottle here. It wasn't the same finish, but it was same company. I was surprised to find it.
Yeah, that was a surprise. That was pretty awesome. Let me go back on the notes on that one. Okay, we got to go back a little bit. Stranahan's. Yeah, that was the Rocky Mountain single malt, and that was the 4-year-old single malt sherry cask Colorado Rockies. And you're going to be amazed. I picked up one today that was it's also another American whiskey, but it's actually aged in Islay casks.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that one's gonna be a show coming up when we're doing some American whiskeys.
Awesome. Look forward.
I think I'm gonna cry a little bit.
Okay. All right. So while you guys are enjoying that, I'm gonna try this peat monster. Oh my God, that is that looks like, that smells like it just came off of the Isla. Came off an Isla. That's an Isla. You know, it's got that heavy peat nose to it. I didn't do a lot of I didn't do any research on this one. I just kind of wanted to be surprised by it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that would fit well with an Isla. And what's amazing about this, and again, this kind of leads to the diversity of what Compass Box is doing, is that they're making really amazing whiskeys that you know, that taste like you know, like this could have come from Lagavulin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it really does taste like that. I mean, the peatiness is there, the sweetness is there. It is really a peat monster. I mean, they named it appropriately.
So what other notes are you getting besides the peat and the smoke? Is it that kind of ashy smoke, or is it a barbecue type?
No, it's more of an ashy smoke rather than a barbecue smoke.
Okay.
Although, yeah, it's like you burn the ham just like a little too much. But it's really got that earthiness to it. It's quite delicious. And it's very different from anything that we just tried. You know, where we were looking at dessert. I mean, this is like a main course barbecue.
Nice. So how do you think it stacks up to the other like Isla whiskeys that we've had that were heavily peated?
I think this falls between Lagavulin and Ardbeg.
Interesting. Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you were to just do a blind taste on this thing, you'd swear it was an Isla.
Okay. Interesting.
So I mean, they were going for a vision with this, and they were like, all right, we're going to make an Isla, but we're going to do it here in Speyside.
Nice.
And we're going to do it with this blended grain.
That's impressive.
Mm. And this one's also 46% ABV. So it's got a little bit of a punch, but maybe because I've had a few tonight.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't feel like the burn on this one. Probably if I were to drink this one coming into it cold, it would probably have more of a burn to it.
Sure. Well, I think we found that generally speaking, the 46 works well for us in most cases.
Yeah.
I know there have been a few standouts where it really does light you up, but generally speaking, 46 seems to be a pretty good number.
Yep. Tastes like chicken. Tastes like chicken, Tom. Thank you.
Thank you.
I like barbecue chicken.
Yes.
Yeah, that was quite delicious. I can't wait for you to try that one.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I mean, that gives us 3 Compass Boxes tonight. What did you guys think? I mean, my God. Henry, what did you think?
Oh,
Different from the other stuff that I think you've reviewed.
they really are. To put it into like kind of like a tasting category, to me it ranks up there with the Belvini. Very light in color, very subtle, but full of flavor. And that's what I mean. The same realm is sometimes you look at stuff like that, you know, scotches that are a little bit clearer. And at least for me, in my opinion, going into this, if I saw something a little bit lighter of color, I didn't think it was going to have a lot of flavor. It was going to have a lot of pizzazz to it.
Good point.
There was going to be something to it. Because at that point in time, it might as well be freaking vodka, you know? With, you know, so it, you know, some of the lighter color scotches that kind of threw me off a little bit. But then I had the Belvini, and that completely changed my mind about light colored scotches, because that thing was full of flavor. It was amazing. both of these rank right up there. They're both amazing. However, I will say, I think the grain Scotch is better. And I hate saying that better because they're both different animals.
Yeah.
They're both completely different creatures. But there's something about that one, and it could be the sponge cakiness to it.
Yeah.
You know, the feeling of something comfortable. And you remember Mom baking sponge cake at home and how that flavor, that scent just filled the air. And again, there's something nice about stealing Grandma's butterscotch candies too. Yeah. Except Grandma would whoop your ass for that. Mom would offer you a piece of cake. So there's that, sir.
You can't beat Twinkie.
But like the vanilla cream, I mean, but that was the thing, is the more you tasted it, the more that flavor profile came out, and it was exactly what they said it was going to be.
Yeah, for sure.
So
yeah, that's I mean, and again, these folks have a vision, and they're really, they're really creating artwork in a class. And and what they're doing is they're bringing, a lot of interest to blends. And they're bringing, a focus on them, saying, hey, because something's blended doesn't mean it's inferior. In fact, something that's blended might have, the vision of what the distiller is looking to do, what the brewmaster is looking to impart in that.
Oh, exactly. And I agree with that 100%. But there has been, for the longest time, this stiff upper lip when it comes to a blended Scotch. If you don't drink a single malt Scotch, you don't know shit about Scotch. You're trash because you drink a blended Scotch. And that's the way it's always been portrayed, and that's always the way it's come across, is if you like a blended Scotch, there's something wrong with you.
But here you have some with personality.
And that may have been the case before when I started doing blended Scotches. There may not have been a lot of personality to them.
Yeah. Well, the blends were initially.
I think this night deserves a little more of the hedonism.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, I went back to that myself.
Oh, I went for a little Glendronich.
All right. Well, that's awesome, guys. All right, so all right, let's talk rankings here. We haven't, I think we ranked the Myth and Legends pretty high. On the last time. I mean, does it hold up?
In my opinion, I'm going to go with a 4.5, which I would guess is probably right where I ranked it last time. Very high rank for this one. It deserves every bit of it, in my opinion. I like the complexity. I like the fact that it is a light as far as the flavor profile is concerned. It's not real dark or anything of that nature. It's very pleasant, really good whiskey. So yeah, 4.5 for me.
For me, like 4.25, 4.45. I mean, it's just that good. And it's something that you could just, even on a hot day, go out on the porch, pour yourself a dram, and enjoy life. And let the cicadas make their noise. And, oh, wait, you have no cicadas tonight. Good job, sir.
True. Yeah, I think they're done being amorous.
And no neighbor mowing his yard. So double thumbs up. But no, I mean, it's really good. I mean, it's got the complexity to it. It's got a good flavor palette to it. It's not something that is going to kill you. Unless you're Joanne.
There's a little burn to it. I will say there is a little burn, but it's not
a little bit. But I mean, that's Scotch.
Yeah.
That's Scotch. I mean, and there's been very few that didn't have a little bit of burn to them.
Oh, absolutely.
But again, old saying, can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. If you can't handle a little burn like that, you don't need to be drinking it.
Yeah, this has been awesome. All right. Okay, so the
what's your score,
and
Mark?
I also rank the Myth and Legends at about a 4.5.
No, we're talking about hedonism.
I think that one is worth every penny.
So that was for Myth and Legends all the way around?
Legends, yep.
So
But you didn't rank hedonism.
we haven't
yet.
done it yet.
So hedonism is next.
Okay.
So hedonism, that being the grain.
Right.
That being the grain, that being the Twinkie.
Yep. I mean, it's a Twinkie, so yeah,
It's a Twinkie.
that by itself, you got to give it a 5. I mean,
Gotta give it a 5. Yeah.
I'm waiting for Woody Harrelson to come out and beat my butt if I don't give it a.
He might.
Fudgy yellow. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If it had a little coconut, it would be a snowball, and couldn't do it because of the texture.
That's right. I will legitimately give it a 5. And some of that is because
The texture of the snowball. God damn, dude. I hated those things as kids, man. Those things were the worst. And that marshmallow center to them. What the hell are people?
So, Henry, what do you think? All right. So Russ gives it a 5. What are your thoughts?
So that, yeah, sponge cake. Yum.
That's tough. But again, I'm going to go back to my last ranking because I thought you were talking about hedonism, not myth and legend. So I'll talk to you about my scoring on myth and legend.
Okay.
I'll give that a good solid 4.
Okay.
I like it. It was great. It did everything that I thought it was going to be. I liked a little bit of pepperiness to it, but I did like the butterscotch. It's a thing of beauty, but you go from butterscotch.
Not stoned yet, Tom.
You go from butterscotch,
But soon.
salted caramel,
Okay. Go ahead.
like that.
Yeah. I mean, you really do pick up all those notes in there.
Yeah.
And it's something that's completely enjoyable.
But no chicken, unfortunately.
No chicken, Tom. No chicken.
Sorry.
No chicken. All right. So.
What do you think,
All right,
Mark?
so yeah, the hedonism, I'm going to give it a good solid 4.5. I mean, that is a solid. And out of all of them, I chose to go back to that one.
Yeah.
So maybe 4.5 is a little low, but I'm going to stay there.
Okay.
I think maybe repeated tastings on it. I might change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that is a good solid whiskey, and there's a lot going on in there, and I really do love that dessert, sponge cake flavor to it.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm with you on that. So, what are we thinking about doing next week?
All right, so yeah, glad you asked. So I think next week we're going to go for the draft eligible scotches. And what I mean by that is 18 years old. So we've got three 18-year-olds up on tap. The Jura 18, we've got the Talisker 18, and the Highland Park 18. Now, we've recently done the Highland Park, so I'll be curious to see kind of where it falls with Jura and with Talisker, as those are two of our favorite distilleries.
Yeah.
That makes 3 of our favorite distilleries, and I'd love to see them in a kind of a head-up matchup.
It'll be interesting to see how the 18s compare to their core line in each case, and which ones bring forward some of those flavors from the core line.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah.
But I will have to make one reference right here. There can be only one. You have to pick a winner.
There can be only one.
Exactly.
We'll figure it out. It'll be tough, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah. That one's going to be an exciting episode. So I'm really excited for that one. And coming up, we're going to do a Bruichladdich one. I've a few of them have found their ways into my doorstep. So I would like to kind of put some Port Charlottes up against the Bruichladdich to see what the peated and unpeated, and we have a couple of each to kind of put up against each other. So I'm really excited about that one too.
I agree. That is a distillery that deserves its own show. Much like Compass Box, very original, very thoughtful,
artisanal.
Yep. Absolutely.
And there's some fantastic distilleries, that aren't as well known, that are putting putting a lot of care in what they do, and they're really putting on an amazing product.
But see, that's true. But I hope it gives some of these distilleries a kick in the ass.
Agreed.
To start experimenting, doing something different. And yes, a lot of them are good just the way they are, and sometimes, why mess with perfection?
Right. And a lot of distilleries have that, hey, we've been doing it this way for, 200 years or 100 years, we're not going to change our recipe. And now we've got a bunch of upstarts coming in and saying, okay, well, here, we're going to do something new, and we're going to put in some great, we're going to do it our way, and, screw your tradition. And I'm really excited about those guys.
Me too.
And, and that's one of the things that gives Scotch character, personality. Because, if everyone thought that Scotch was perfect the first time it came out of still, they would have stopped at that point in time. But you have trailblazers out there in that industry that want to try, they want to push the boundaries. They want people to know what Scotch can be. And it can be this beautiful, encompassing product.
Oh, yeah.
That you can sit there and, not for nothing, you can sit there, have a dram Scotch, and be like, you know what, that was so good, I don't need anything else. I'm going to bed.
Well, we've talked about this in the past, going back to blends. Even a single malt is a blend of sorts, because they're taking different casks from the same distillery and combining them, even at different ages, to get the flavor profile that they want. The thing is, they're sticking with one grain from one distillery.
True.
So pretty much everything you're drinking, whether it's labeled a blend or not, really is a blend.
Yeah, and they can, and in the term, and with this Compass Box here, they use, two different finishes with the same malt.
Yep.
Which is fine. And that gives it a different flavor profile.
But yeah,
or adds to it.
I agree. Hopefully this will be the kick in the butt to some of these older distilleries that you don't have to abandon your core range to do some experimentation.
No, continue to put that out, but try something new.
Absolutely.
Put something new out in the world. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that gets us off our soapbox here for a little bit. But,
I think that's probably good.
Yeah, this was a fun night, guys.
Really was.
It was a blast. I'm glad we figured this out.
Yeah, I'm glad we did too. I'm glad it only took all afternoon.
Like we were doing anything better. Like, shit, we're going to be drinking Scotch later.
Yeah, we needed it.
So
yeah, we really did. All right, well, thanks. I'm glad you guys were able to share this with me, and I wish you guys were here. That would be awesome, and we were all together.
Exactly.
But soon enough.
Yep, absolutely. We'll work something out.
If we were all together, that would be great. Doesn't matter when or where.
Yep.
Except
like
some steamy motel room in the middle of downtown Indianapolis. Then I'd be fucking scared and I wouldn't show up.
And on that note, I'm moving out of frame.
All right, guys. All right, well, you guys have a great night.
I'm saying not to do it. I'm
going to just sit back here on the deck, enjoy the night, and drink a little bit more hedonism.
I think we're going to do the same. We're similar.
Probably.
Wish you were here.
Wish we were too. Take it easy.
Good night, guys.
All right. Well, good night.
Bye, everyone.
We'll talk to you. Good night.